Walk down every morning, see BCO, right? This used to say KPI. They took it now. But anyway, we're killing it, crushing it. So a couple of things. This is my boy Roger.
That's it.
What's up, man? All right? Yeah.
Oh, we're going to get some audio, right?
Yeah. Okay. So at any rate, Avatar, about to kick it up live. We're going to go in here and meet him. But first, some of the people we invited down. So check this out. You ever get invited to the performance studio? He's doing like Muppets. This Avatar doing a Muppets version of Sweet Home Alabama. Yeah, dude. Pancake. Look, he's obviously done that before. All right, so that might be our sign to come in here and have some fun with it. That was freaking fantastic. Dude, that was the most epic version of Sweet Home Alabama ever.
I only know the lyrics in Swedish.
Is that what they were? Lyrics in Swedish?
Yeah,
Here, let me flip this off. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It was awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, Avatar! What's up, everybody?
Oh my God!
Yeah, man. Hey,
I'm so excited to see you guys.
he's back there. Dude, thank you guys for coming in, for doing this. It's fucking insane that you guys are here. And you're gonna crush a couple songs for us. So, dude, thank you guys. Marquee tonight, we were saying on the air all this week that really this is gonna be the only time you're able to see you guys in such a small venue because, man, between Eagle has landed, a couple other things.
I had $1 for every time I heard that.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, man, no doubt. I know you guys have been at it for a while. I think you're gonna play one of the songs that we used to fool around with a little bit on the air, have some fun with. It Smells Like a Freak Show, which we're gonna hear in just a little bit, which is awesome. And some of the newer stuff. And I gotta tell you, for the people that haven't experienced Avatar yet, you guys are in for a treat. Definitely pick up tickets, Marquee tonight. So introduce yourselves. Go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Hey. I'm Johannes. I wear normal glasses.
I have no microphone. I'm Jonas. I play guitar, as you can see. I have glasses.
Hey, and I am Tim, the guitar player, the other guitar player. And I
The
also
guitar
play
player.
guitar.
The guitar player.
The actual guitar player.
I'm Cliff Burden. Play bass.
Yeah, man.
Ringo Starr.
Ringo Starr, right?
There you go.
Well, look, man, what do you think is the biggest difference between, say, I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but metal and rock in Europe and Sweden compared to, over here?
We practice.
Explain.
It got so uncomfortable.
He's like, huh?
No, I don't know. When it comes, there's a bit of that, the kind of music you get with your mother's milk that always is put on top of the metal you're doing. I don't know, like Pantera would be very hard for that to happen outside of Texas, for instance.
Yeah.
Except that everyone is a Judas Priest fan is one thing, But then on top of that, we add whatever mommy sang to us and stuff like that. And when you got the cowboys, the cowboy metal things going on here, for instance, we have I don't know, folky things, classical things, stuff like that.
What kind of music, if any, were you kind of, what would you listen to growing up?
I'm mostly country.
I was like old school rock and roll, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Van Halen for me, also Black Sabbath.
So your typical Swedish things that we then add to
Exactly.
to the blender.
Did you guys ever come up with like some cover tunes where you guys were just messing around, kind of like what you just did? You did Sweet Home Alabama, just kind of messing around.
We did that with Something in the Way by Nirvana on the Hail Apocalypse album. But other than that, I think before that we played our last cover song in like 2004, like when we were still kids. Where at some point we're like, we were joining like a band competition thing, and they required you to have at least one song that you were written by yourself.
Right.
So, so we did that like 2 days before, in the very same week at least, and then we kind of like this, your own songs are pretty cool, so
right.
I want to start a band.
Yeah.
So, but back in those days, it was more like, it was part of your homework because basically we learned how to play music together. So it was just
really
you had to sit down actually. Not doing like we just did, but like, oh, what's our next song we're going to learn? And it was like Raining Blood or Hammer Smash Face or
that's awesome.
like that.
So would you say, you guys having, kind of grow up and learn music together like that and so forth, when you look at some of the bands in rock now compared to what's happening across the pond, there's a big influx of it. Like, for some reason, rock from that region is doing really great, getting a lot of traction. People seem to be really inspired to it and enjoy it. What do you think the cause with that is compared to some of the stuff and offerings we have here in this country?
Well, there are many things playing in there, but I mean, Sweden in particular just have a culture of like people are pretty free and encouraged on every level of society almost to pursue some kind of cultural profession as a musician or other things. I mean, it's something I don't, dad and mom doesn't lock you up and tell you to become a doctor when you're 5, and so there's there's just room to pursue it. I think is one big thing, and then also it becomes this snowball effect. Once it's always like if you see a successful example, then you say, hey, maybe we can do that too. Like you grow up with it around you. It's become something. What's the word? Feasible.
Yeah. And how does it feel, coming to, this country and seeing some of that success get traction? Because, over there you're huge, obviously, and to get some of that traction here, though, it's got to be, I don't know, kind of rewarding, right? When you see it.
What was really rewarding was that when we came over here the first time, because we had released a bunch of albums in Europe prior to coming over to the States, and because of the kind of build-up we did towards, we learned a lot along the way, like we just talked about. We started to learn how to play music together. We had a different learning curve involved with doing Europe, and once we actually got to release something in the States, we kind of hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And also like on the boring grown-up business end of things, just the people to work with, the bookers to get the management, everything kind of, we had experience of what kind of people to say no to
right.
from back in Europe. So that made a big difference that it went faster here.
Yeah. All right, tell us about a couple of the songs that you're going to play for us today.
Oh, I already forgot which ones. Well, from Feathers of Flesh, we're doing The Eagle Has Landed, and we're doing
That's great.
Black Waters.
Okay.
And I think as far as radio go, I think many are familiar with The Eagle Has Landed, and it's more for the album people to now maybe discover Black Waters and the fact that they should get the album.
There you go. All right, well, let's have one. Post it up, man. Eagle Has Landed. Here we go, live from the Performance Studio, Avatar.